The typical way that people think about B2B arrangements, being a B2B service provider, is what you're hearing now. Okay, it is. I know some people. Let me call them on the phone. See if now's a better time. And you just keep picking up your phone, right? You work your Rolodex, old school Rolodex. You just kind of keep. There are people who, you know, the Rolodex is the physical Rolodex is less popular, but there are people that literally that's what they do. They flip the Rolodex and they go, oh, and they just call the person on the phone. Okay, all right, okay. It's just not a very strategic way of operating, period. You can do it. It can be successful. There are those who have built very fine businesses with that level of thinking. It's just not very strategic. Okay. There are a couple of things that you have been introduced to via the program that are more strategic and therefore accelerate your B2B experience. If we're just talking B2B, okay, if we stay B2B. So one of those is the idea of relevance. First, one is the idea of focus. So focus. So not offering 100 services, offering the one that you know provides the most value. So that's a matter of focus. I'll focus on one and not 19. Okay, one. Second is the idea of relevance. So now that I'm focused on this particular person with this particular problem, then I will be as relevant as I can to the person I'm talking to. I don't just follow up. I don't just check in. Every time I touch them, I am relevant in a new way. Relevance. Okay. And then if we want to add a third level to that, is the idea of, actually this is important. So focus, relevance. Third is offering a solution. So if we're just talking B2B now, if it's just B2B, what solution am I providing to the person I'm talking to? My solution only has value if they are experiencing a problem. So what problem do they have? What solution can I offer them? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so those three things. Now, in comparison, your B2B competitor isn't doing any of those three things. They're not nearly as focused. They'll sell anything to anybody who will listen. They are not nearly as relevant because the way they've been taught to do sales is by just keep calling and just keep calling. Right? Third is they're not offering a solution. They're offering their service, their expertise, their know-how, their thing to people. Okay. This puts your model is now 3 times better than theirs. Your model includes 3 things that their model does not.
Yes.
If we're just talking B2B, if that's okay, that's what you're feeling. I am describing, kind of what's happening on the inside, right? I'm making it academically clear. Okay, that's what you're feeling. Okay, all right. Okay. That said, even with that said, B2B still takes longer. In general, B2B still takes longer. Okay?
Yes.
All right? In general, generally speaking. However, what I just described can shorten the sales cycle from 6 months to 6 weeks, from 6 weeks to 6 days, from 6 days to 6 hours.
Yes.
Depending on the situation. But you can greatly decrease the sales cycle by having those 3 things in place: being more focused, being more relevant, having an actual solution. But if you don't have those 3 things, then that puts the client back in control. Well, I like what you said, and that sounds good. Well, call me back 2 months from now. Oh, that sounds nice. Let's try again in March. Let's try again at the top of the year. Let's try again in the 4th quarter. And then your competitor wonders why they keep getting that response. Not focused enough, not relevant, not a real solution. Okay, you're feeling this. You're feeling this. I'm making it academically clear, trying to at least. So you can remember to keep those fundamentals inside what you offer. Is it focused? Is it relevant? Am I offering a real solution?
Okay. And it's beyond that.
It's a whole lot more than that. Now, Sales Navigator is the tool that we use to execute on those three concepts. If you don't have those things in place, Sales Navigator doesn't have any value.
Yes.
Right? So without being focused on an avatar, without having a relevant message for that person, without being prepared for a solution to deploy. What do you do inside of Sales Navigator? What do you type in the search box? How do you know that the list Sales Navigator gives you is any good?
Yeah.
It's just a tool. These are the same people, if you're with me, and you'll experience this, and when you do experience it, you'll laugh. These are the same people that when you tell them how much Sales Navigator costs, they'll balk at the cost.
Yeah.
$80 a month, $100 a month, that's ridiculous. That's so expensive.
Yeah.
Expensive? $100 a month is expensive. Stop it. Yeah, you run a business. $100 a month. If that's expensive, go get a job.
Go get it. Yeah. Exactly. Go get a job.
Okay. But if those three things are clear, and it costs you $100 a month to get access to that person, there isn't a better tool available.